God damn it, this is the game I never knew I wanted. Apparently me and 100k people are in the same boat. Meet Dark and Darker, a PvPvE hardcore medieval battle royale. The game welcomes you when you first launch it with a choice of choosing a class to play with. You have 6 choices of classes from ranger to mage to a classic warrior. You spawn in a dark dungeon, hence the name, with a basic arsenal and gear. Your objective is to stay alive, kill the monsters that spawn in your way, and fight any player you meet to reach your goal, the portal. Everything can kill you with only 3 to 4 shots. Health is scarce, and so are the mana bottles. You kill the zombies on your way and the monsters you meet to loot them and equip anything you find useful in order to keep searching and to be able to survive. But the fun doesn't stop there. Anything you looted you can keep outside the game. You have merchants that you can make deals with to sell your valuables in exchange for coins. And you can use those coins to buy better gear, better weapons, bandages, etc, etc, etc. The amount of suspense and the blood rushing through your veins while playing the game is out of this roof. This is not the first time that we have seen such a formula made. We have seen that with Hunt Showdown, but the game here is much faster, less forgiving, and you will meet other players no matter where you run. I really loved my experience and the time I spent there, and I really cannot wait for the game to release. Alright, next up we have Afterimage, a beautiful Metroidvania that hooked me straight away. Goddamn, I just love a good Metroidvania. The biomes and the areas in the game are so gorgeous. They really are mesmerizing and breathtaking. That of course is coupled with top-notch combat and a really fluid movement system. The music also is something that they have done so well. It's really funny that we have so many amazing Metroidvanias, but it doesn't matter because we always want more and we can never get enough of them because they are so good. In my short journey inside Afterimage, I have fought a bunch of different types of enemies and they all look, feel and fight in unique and different ways. I have fought one boss in the demo, which is the last one available, and that fight was so marvelous. It was not so easy nor it was so hard, it's just a stroke a line in between. It didn't feel unfair and it didn't feel so easy. It was just right. I appreciated a lot that the boss started doing new moves and throwing at me new stuff in a faster way after a certain point in her health bar. It really kept me going. The map is also well done, full of secrets that you can access later in the game with the right skills and tools. I hope that Afterimage releases as soon as possible because I'm 100% playing it and purchasing it on release. Alright, call me old school, but I always loved turn-based combat. Growing up in the golden era of Final Fantasy made me prefer that style of combat over anything else. And when I saw that Witch Spring is a turn-based combat, I just had to download it and try it. During my time playing it, the most thing that stood out to me was the graphics. They look so unique and eye-catchy in their own way. They feel like they have been hand-drawn, but I'm not really sure, but I love them nonetheless. The combat was also good, nothing over the top and nothing underwhelming. It's engaging and hits the right spot. Witch Spring decides to do the leveling system in a different way. Instead of the experience being the direct reason for raising your stats, you need to train yourself inside your house to be able to improve your stats. You have different types of trainings that you can do, and each one of them contributes in a set of stats that you have. And you won't be able to train all the time because the training has a certain time lock behind it. It's nothing over the top or game changing, but it's a nice breath of fresh air for people who are going to play this game that you may or may not like. You can also brew potions in the game from the ingredients you gather from the world and in the wild. The sounds in the game though are not so good. Although I had put the sound extremely low on my headset, the game was still loud as fuck. Some voices are much louder than others. For example, when your character talks, she sounds fine, but when an enemy soldier starts talking, prepare to be deafened. Also, some sound effects are out of place or seem not right in the situation happening. Overall, the game was okay, but it was not something that I will definitely buy on release. But I can understand why some people would love it so much. I surely will play it again at some point in the future.
The following daily summary for Thursday, April 7th, 2072 is brought to you by the Tri-Optimum Corporation. It's been a beautiful day in New Atlanta, Sector 11 in particular.
System Shock was a shock to me. It was a huge disappointment to me. I jumped into the game expecting something really unique and good. I remember playing Observation. I remember the intense atmosphere and the horrifying facts that you learn while uncovering more and more info about the ship. Feeling helpless more and more as you progress in the game puts so much mental pressure on you and makes you stay at the edge of your seat. I downloaded System Shock and expected something somewhat similar. I know that both games are different, but still, I wanted that feeling again. And System Shock felt like it's going to deliver that from its presentation on the Steam webpage. Sadly, it did not. The game starts off with unsettling intro, where you know that it's the year 2073 and you are living in a colony in space. You are a genius hacker who gets kidnapped by a mega corporation to remove the ethical constraints on an AI that's running everything in that colony. And of course, that AI has been made by that mega corporation that's also controlling everything. You do that under blackmail and then black out. You wake up, pick up a weapon, and head into the unknown. You learn that a biomedical incident had happened, and you have monsters now on the ship. Let me start my argument by saying that the monsters are not that scary. Not even by a little bit. They look generic and feel like someone have done them while on the run to work. I actually run to the monsters laughing to hit them instead of running away. The atmosphere is not scary or suspenseful at all, nor is the background music. I gotta give them credit though for a few points. Firstly, I love how they have done the difficulty system in the game. So before you start the game, you are presented with choosing your difficulty. Instead of general, easy, medium, hard, the game breaks it down to you into combat, missions, cyber, and puzzles, where every section controls a certain aspect of the game to tune yourself that perfect mix of everything. And each section of combat, missions, cyber, and puzzles have their own easy, medium, hard difficulties. Secondly, I also love the puzzles in the game. I love me a good old video game puzzle and the satisfaction that you have after solving it correctly. Now, if you go into the game expecting an experience similar to Observation or Soma, or in general expecting an experience that's thrilling, suspenseful, and somewhat horrifying, then you will be disappointed. But if you go into the game expecting an action sci-fi puzzle game, then you will enjoy this game a lot. And lastly, we have Inkbound, a roguelite tactical RPG multiplayer online game that has a really nice premise and mechanics. I was never a huge fan of roguelites, but still I enjoyed this game a lot. The graphics are nice and colorful, the voice acting is commendable and feels really good. The combat is where the game really shines. You have a set of basic actions and skills when first choosing a class. Along your run, you start acquiring more skills to use that can come in handy. All those skills require aiming like MOBA skill shots. While on the run, you get the choice of making upgrade decisions of randomized options to do your character build. That, along with loot scattered in chests in the world that you can also buy through merchants, gives you even more flexibility on your build. The combat is really fun and engaging, and it makes you sometimes stop to weigh your next move and decision to make sure that it won't wipe you. This marks the end of the first video of the Steam Next Fest. Hit the sub button along with the bell icon to get notified as soon as my next video drops. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this video.